Solving multi-step equations, lesson 8 notes. Example number 1 continued. So the first thing I want to do is look for the distributive property. When you have parentheses, you have the distributive property. So I'm going to take 5 times r, and then I'm going to take 5 times negative 2. So 5 times r is 5r. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Everything else, I just bring it down. No distributive property on this side, so I just bring it down. All right. Second step, combine like terms. So I have the variable term r. I have these constant terms. These are separate sides, so I'm going to use different symbols for the r for the variable terms, and then I use a straight line for that constant terms. So the only thing I can combine in this problem are the negative 4 and the negative 10. So it's still going to be 5r. Negative 10 minus 4 would be negative 14, and bring everything else down. All right, now this is a little bit more difficult. We haven't seen a problem like this. Now we have a variable term on both sides of the equation. We have a variable term on both sides of the equation. So what we need to do is we need to take our variable term to the right. Since it is a positive 3r, I'm going to subtract 3r from both sides. And then I'm going to take my constant term to the other side of the equation. Since it is a negative 14, the inverse would be to add 14 to both sides. So I'll cancel these, and I'll cancel these. If you do this right, if there's variables and constant terms on both sides, and you do it this right, you should have something crossed out on each side of the equation. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is 5r minus 3r. That would be 2r. And then negative 2 plus 14 would be 12. Isolate the variable. Since this is multiplication, the inverse to multiplication is division. So my final answer is r equals 6. Make sure you have everything written down. All right, for E, no distributive property. No parentheses means no distributive property. So now I'm going to combine like terms. So I have an 8f here, a negative 7f, and a constant term. On the other side of the equation, I'm going to use different symbols. I have a 5f and a 6. Nothing really to do on that side. So the only thing I need to combine are the 8f minus 7f, which would be 1f. Bring down the minus 6. Bring down the 5f. Bring down the plus 6. All right, now I want to get variable terms to one side, constant terms to the other side. I like my variable term to be on the left. So if I can, not always works, it doesn't always work out this way, but if I can, I'm going to take my variable term to the left. Don't know why it doesn't want to curve. There we go. Since it's a positive 5f, I'm going to subtract 5f from both sides. Now, because I'm going to take my variable term to the left, I need to take my constant term to the right. Since that's a negative 6, I'm going to add 6 to both sides. All right. I have something canceled out on the right side, and I have something canceled out on the left side. So I'm good to go. 1 minus 5 would be negative 4f. 6 plus 6 is 12. Last step, isolate the variable. Since it's multiplication, I would use division. So we have f equals negative 3. Take a moment, make sure you have everything copied down. All right, F. First step, distributive property. 6 times z is 6z. 6 times 2 is positive 12. For this side here, I just bring it down. Step 2 is combine like terms. Well, I have a variable term and a constant here. I can't combine them. I have a variable term and a constant here. I can't combine them. So there are no like terms. All right, so that means I go to step 3. Step 3 is I'm going to get my variable term to one side of the equation. Since it's a positive 9z, I'm going to subtract 9z from both sides. And then, since I brought my variable to the left, I need to take my constant to the right. It's positive 12, so I'm going to make it negative 12. Twelves cancel on the left, z's cancel on the right. 6 minus 9. 6 minus 9 is negative 3z. 33 minus 12 is 21. Last step, isolate the variable term. Since that's multiplication, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. And z equals negative 7. All right. If you have any questions on D, E, or F, please let me know. Before you turn off the video, make sure you have absolutely everything written down.